Hi everyone, this is Sharon from Spice It Up and welcome to my channel. I'd like to make vegan rum cake today. I've been trying several recipes from different people and I've kind of adapted it to my own. Now this is of course a vegan rum cake, so there's no eggs, no dairy. So what I'm going to be using to replace the egg is chia seeds. So I've ground them up and I'm going to add some water and it goes gloopy, and it's going to be the egg replacement along with apple sauce as well. Okay, so I'm going to show you what ingredients I have. Hi, I'm back. So I'm going to show you what I've got. So I've got my ground chia, about 80 to 90 grams of that. It's what I had left in the pack actually. Ground that up in the blender. I've got some vegan butter. I have my applesauce, and that's going to be used to replace the egg as well. These are my fruit which I've already grounded up. So I've got a mixture of currant raisins, cranberries, what else have I got in there? Yeah, and some wine of your choice, rum, brandy, whatever you put in your fruit to soak, then that's what you can use. Dark brown sugar, ground almonds, vanilla extracts, cinnamon and mixed spice, flour, and of course nutmeg. Very important. I always use a whole one of those in the cake, whole grounded one. Right, so I'm going to start making the cake. Okay, so I've got in the bowl, I've got my butter, and then I'm going to add my brown sugar to that, which I'm going to weigh now. I've got 500 grams of dark brown sugar. I'm going to pop in here. I should have done this before, right? To be more prepared. Never mind. Doing it now anyway. I'm actually going to put a bit less than 500 because I don't tend to follow the sugar. The sugar ingredient with any cake. I always put a little bit less in. That's just my choice. Doesn't really make a difference as long as it's not too drastic. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to, excuse me, I'm sucking a mint. Got a bit of a sore throat. So I'm just going to mix up this until it's nice and creamy. Okay. Okay, so I've creamed the butter and the sugar together, and I'm going to now add the fruit. And I've got the camera at this angle because I have no clue what I'm doing in terms of camera, so I'll get there one day with it. But anyhow, the cake's the most important part, right? So that's my fruit, as I said. I'm going to add about a kilo, perhaps. Let's have a look. I normally add about a kilo because, or just maybe about 750, because I find that it just keeps the cake really moist. The first time I did it, I only put in what's that, 800. I'm gonna just put the lot in. Yeah. Right, that's about 900 grams. Yeah, put that in. This fruit's been brewing for about, I don't know how many months, but some people say it doesn't make a difference. But it's up to you what you want to do. So that's that, and then I'm just going to mix that in. Yeah, so butter, sugar, creamed, and then I've added my fruit. Yeah. So what I want to do now with that wet mixture is I'm going to add my applesauce. Yeah, and I'm just going to add a couple of spoons of that. Yeah, in there. Now I must give credit. Oops, hello. I must give credit to. I'm really sorry about this. I'm just not good with the camera. I must give credit to Rachel Amma on YouTube because she really inspired me with her vegan recipes. I think she's brilliant, and she did a rum cake recipe on there which has helped me to develop my own as well. And out of all the ones I saw, that was the best one. Hers was the best one. So I've done it to suit my taste, and as I said, I've changed it up a little bit, and her ingredients are slightly, her measurements are slightly different to mine, but I've got to give credit where credit's due. So she's really good. So I'm just gonna prepare the other ingredients, get them weighed out, and I'll come back. Okay, I'm back, and I've prepared all my rest of the ingredients. So in there I've got my self-raising flour. Some people use plain flour and baking powder. I just prefer self-raising flour. Then I've got my nutmeg, cinnamon, and some mixed spice there. And in this one I've got my ground almond, and a little bit of baking powder. Okay, and I'm going to add a little bit of salt to that. Just a pinch. Helps to activate the flour and stuff like that. I think the baking powder would do it, to be fair, but we'll just add it anyway. Meant to say that I'm going to be using some browning, so I'm going to pop a little. I don't use a lot of this because I don't think you need to really, so I just put a little drop in there, maybe like a capful, like that. That's enough, because I've used dark brown sugar as well. The fruit are dark, so it'll be fine. So I'm going to use a whole bottle of this vanilla extract. I just find the recipe, one of the recipes that I used to make, use a whole lot, and I just find the taste is lovely. So I'm going to drop that in with all the rest of the wet ingredients. Okay, and I'm going to give that a mix. Okay, like that. So give that a little mix. See it's changing colour because of the browning. Some people like their cake really black, so if that's for you, then you might want to put a bit more in. Okay, now this is what's happened to the chia. Out of the way. So I've mixed the chia with water. I think I'm going to put a little bit more in because it's gone thick, but this is supposed to replace the egg. So I'm going to mix a little bit more water with that. Bear with me. Soften it up. Yeah. Just mix it. I didn't want to put too much water in there because I don't want my cake to be stodgy. So I find that if you add too much liquid to the cake, it just gives it that puddingy look, and I don't want that. I want it light. So I'm going to add that to the mixture, and I'm going to give that a good mix, and then I'm going to add the dry ingredients in a bit. So I've added the chia into the main mixture there, and I'm now going to add my almond flour, and I'm going to sieve it in because I don't want it to be grainy. So I just going to sieve that in, and also it adds a bit of lightness to the cake as well. Okay. Be surprised how grainy this actually is. You don't really want all those bits in the cake. So, yeah. That's what's left. Those are big grains. So I'm going to get rid of those. And then I'm going to add my flour as well. Okay, so got my flour and my spices. So I'm going to add a little bit of that at a time. Again, going to sieve that in to make sure it's nice and light. Okay. Get rid of the big bits. So I'm going to fold that in to keep the air in that I've created. The cake's not going to really rise because of all the fruit that's in it, but you want it still to be quite light. And it smells lovely already. There we go. Just fold that over. Don't be tempted to give it a mix because you don't want to, as I say, lose the air. So just fold it, keep folding, add some more, add the rest of it. Okay, so I'm going to add this and then I'll be back. Okay, so I have done my mixture, completed my mixture. It's ready to go in a lined cake tin here. So I've double lined it with parchment paper, double at the bottom and double around the sides, because it tends to burn, you know, so I don't want that. It's going to be in the oven for about an hour and a half perhaps. So yeah, so I just want to have that extra protection. I've also got a double lid as well, parchment. Halfway through I'll just I'll put the lid on the top to stop the cake from burning, because I want it to continue cooking in the center for a little bit longer, and that it tends to go too dark on the outside. So I've got that ready. So I'm just going to pour this in now and bake it. Okay, so the cakes are ready to go in the oven, and I've put it into this big cake tin here. It's not actually a cake tin, actually it's a pot, but it's designed to bake in as well. It's quite large, so most of the mixture's gone into there, and then because I can't wait like an hour and a half to eat cake, so I've actually done a few of these. They won't take too long to cook, so I'll be able to sample the cake before it's done. So I'm going to put them in the oven and then I'm going to show you the results later. Oh my gosh, I forgot this. I'm going to have to take them out. I can't have a rum cake without lime. I'm going to zest it and I'm going to squeeze the whole lime in, and then I'm going to put it in the oven. Okay, so please don't crucify me because I forgot the lime. Okay. Okay, disaster averted. Lime. I could hear you guys screaming, the lime, the lime, the lime. Because you got to take out the rawness out of the cake. Yeah, even though there's no egg in there, but you still have to have like a freshness, like it just lifts the cake to another level with the lime. Some people use lemon as well. I don't think it matters, but I prefer lime. Anyway, cake's cooking and I'll show you the results later. Hi everyone, I'm back and the cake is ready. Just taken out of the oven, and I'm just going to test it with my toothpicks, and it's coming out clean and it's fine. It's all lovely and moist. So I'm just going to now make lots of holes. I've already done some into the cake, and I'm doing this while it's warm so that the alcohol sinks in. So what I'm going to do is just pour out some, got some Ray Nephew, You can use whatever you want to use. I'm just going to pour in a cap at a time, and I'm just going to drizzle over the cake. Some people put the alcohol in a spray bottle and then do it that way, but I just prefer it this way. Yeah, so that's 2. And anybody who has had cakes from me before, they know that I put the rum on the cake. Yeah, so what I would then do when that cools down a little bit, I will then take the cake out and then do the same on the other side, and then I would wrap it, and then probably the next couple of days I would do the same again. All right, so that's it. That's my lovely vegan rum cake.